Hey guys, Principal Comic Book University, and I am here for a podcast. Yeah, anyway, I only got two things to really talk about. Besides Brian Michael Bendis leaving and stuff like that, that sucks. Yeah, I know a lot of people don't like him. I loved him. I loved all the stuff that he was doing, and I'm not particularly happy that he's jetting. I know he's going to do wonderful things over there, and I hope that he is like in his heart happy. I'm sure the comics will only improve because he's over there, but they kind of have enough really good writers, so it is what it is. Hey, Dick Fillmore, what's up, brother? But yeah, whatever. Like I said, Dick's actually one of the guys who doesn't like Bendis. I don't know what to tell you, man. But like a lot of comics are going to suffer because of that. Namely, he has the longest run on any comic book title ever, and it's Spider-Man. He's been doing Ultimate Spider-Man, and then it shifted over to the Miles Morales Ultimate Spider-Man, and now shifted over to the Earth 616 universe. Nobody has written that. 234 issues, I think it is. Nobody else has written that comic book. Only him. And it's great. It's a fantastic read. And there you have it. Now all of a sudden that's going to end. So there's that. Plus, the Defenders comic book is one of the best comics out there right now. And there's Jessica Jones, which is fantastic, amazing, and just makes me go, no! So he's going to leave. And these three books, I think more than anything else, are going to be just wow. I am interested in seeing what somebody else will do with Riri Williams because there's that. I want to see, like, are people going to suddenly turn around and, like, enjoy what's happening? Is somebody, whoever takes over, are they going to, like, double down on the Riri Williams concept where people will be like, oh, she's even more perfect and I hate her? I don't know. Personally, I enjoy watching the drama. I just don't want to actually get involved in it because, yeah. But all that being what it is, hey, Doug, what's going on, brother? Doug, I was actually just talking to Travis from our game from over in WebDM, and here's an interesting thing. Like, it's really early to announce because we just got finished talking about it. It's a reason why I'm a minute late on the podcast. We're actually thinking about doing. He's planning on doing his own channel. It's going to be comic book related. It's going to be about figures, and I'm genuinely excited. Like, I'm sitting there doing things while I'm talking to him and getting ready for this and putting together other things. But like, my heart was like so into the conversation. Like, wow, I'm impressed. So hopefully he's going to plan on doing that around January, mid-January maybe. If that's the case, going to start him off over here, hey, bring some traffic over there, and then hopefully we can actually do something because I'm really looking to do things with a lot of other people on the internet, and Travis would be a great guy to do that. Like the conversation that we had, telling me about things that I had no idea about as far as like some of these figures that are out right now. I just like to collect them, and he actually knows a lot about them. Travis is a cool dude. He's like a cool dude in a loose mood. Who said that? What TV show is that from? I'm a cool dude in a loose mood. Oh, that was Chester Cheetah. That's who that was. Sean Sadry, my Eye of Agamotto. What's up, brother? Will we do a segment around it? Yes, I told you on Twitter we're going to do. I'm going to try and make it so that as long as Sean is involved, as long as my Eye of Agamotto is on the podcast, then by the end of the podcast, we will do a segment where it's just he and I talking about the stuff that he's sending me on Twitter. Again, keep it on the low with the porn thing. Just come on, man. He actually doesn't send me porn. It's a running joke we have. What will happen to Cho when Bruce comes back? I don't know, man. Like, I wonder, is Bruce going to come back and take back his power? I don't know. He could actually wind up coming back because of the whole Planet Hulk thing. I mean, that is kind of a part of who he is. Honestly, would we actually benefit from having his wife come back? Would that mean that Scar has to come back? I know a lot of people don't like Scar. Nobody likes change. It's the weirdest thing. Like, we're so many comic book conservatives, I enjoyed the idea of Scar. He just needed to be in better things. But he was, like I said, I'm a father of four, and I know that kids can be very petulant. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really down to earth with my kids, so they don't necessarily have a problem talking to me and things like that, and being cool with me. But I am still the geeky dad who they're like, Dad, you're embarrassing me. That's never going to go away, But at the same time, I understand that kids can be um, sometimes dismissive of you. Sometimes like they think that they know it all and whatnot. So I don't mind a Scar. I don't mind a Riri Williams. Those it's just like, yep, that's a freaking kid, all right. um, Dick, I still didn't Dave Sim do a longer run with Cerberus. Oh, you're talking about the comic book. Sorry, dude. Dick, I don't know if you were watching uh the thing again. What was it? The Punisher TV series. But he was actually a member of this group, Project Cerberus. So that's why I right away got confused. Like Cerberus, with the Punisher. I'm going to talk about that, dude. Relax. But okay, now I see what you're saying. I don't know. Did he? How many issues did he do with Cerberus? I don't. Did he do more than like? Did he do 250 runs because or issues? Because that would be pretty impressive. It's funny. I was in the bookstore. I was in a bookstore yesterday, not a comic book store, an actual bookstore, and I saw 2000. I saw a thing about like the Cerberus omnibus, and I saw the Shadow meets the Cerberus, which somehow I missed in my life, and I didn't buy it. I didn't buy it. Um, but like that's interesting. The Shadow meets Cerberus. I'd be interested, but we'll see. You think all 300 from the 70s? That's impressive. Shoot. Okay, well at the very least in the Marvel comic books, there's never been a longer run. So I will concede, and I will say, the better part of discretion, since I don't know, you would know that better than me. But yeah, I will say that at least in the Marvel comic books, that is the longest run that there's ever been on a comic. And Sean Dry and Ross to be Red Hulk again. I like this guy as the Red Hulk because he's really cocky. And when Ross had the regular Hulk run, where he was Red Hulk and he was actually being hunted and he knew what it was like on the other end, he learned a lot of humility, which is cool. I like him for that. Maybe see both of these, two Red Hulks, two generals, you know what I'm saying? That would actually be pretty fun to see them both together, at least for like, they could do a short run, like a little 4-issue miniseries, at least 2 issues. I bet you they could do 2 issues, and it'd be really fun. I'd like to see something like that. And at least Sakara isn't Dakin. I was just looking at some things recently where I saw Dakin do like a rapey kind of kiss on Bullseye when they were both in the Dark Avengers. Yeah, I hear you. Do you think Ghost Rider Johnny will be a Marvel Legacy title and Blade 2? They're both in the Spirits of Vengeance, and I'm really hoping they just stick around with that, man. You take Lee and Dick says, I'll take Lee and Kirby for the first 100 issues of Fantastic Four. See, it's funny. I just got finished saying that to Travis recently, and he said it was a different number, a smaller number. I think he said it was 69 issues. I think he was just getting like personal kinky with me a little bit, but to be honest, yeah, I said, I was like, I think he did a full 100 issues, and then issue 101 they changed to a different team. What do you call it? So yes, you confer with that with me on that. So yes, I am right. Booyah. Yeah, that was the longest run before the Ultimate Spider-Man run came along. So yes, I feel better now. Anyway, so guys, I just got finished watching. You could tell I'm such a filthy beast. I didn't even change my clothes. At 3 a.m. my time, Eastern Standard Time. So Toronto, New York time, I started watching The Punisher. I turned up and I just kept on like, okay, back, start again. Nope, back, start again. I woke up at around 1. All right, I got my 4 hours of sleep. I woke up around 1 o'clock. I made some mozzarella sticks. I got a bunch of things done. I came in here. I made like the 13 thumbnails for it. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to kick some booty now. And I went in. Finally, it started. And I was like, all right, let's start. And I started watching it on my TV out in the living room. And around 7:30, no school yesterday. There was no school. It's called a PA day. I can't remember exactly what PA stands for here in Canada, but like personal assistance, something assistance day, whatever. Anyway, so we just had meetings. The teachers just had meetings with everybody. So at like 9:05, I was scheduled for my meeting. I was there at 9. My wife and I went there and talked to the teacher about my son. This is his first 2 months in school. And so he's in junior kindergarten. Here, school starts at 4 years old. There's junior kindergarten and then senior kindergarten, and then it goes into the first grade. So instead of 1 year of kindergarten like we have in the States, they have 2 years here. Hey, in Saudi Arabia, they have 3 years of kindergarten, but it also starts at four. So first grade doesn't start until you're 7 years old. I know, it's weird. Anyway, so what do you call it? So I did that. So I got the first 3.5 issues, episodes. No, the first four, whatever. I got the first something and a half episodes watched. Did a review in between each one, about anywhere from like 3 to 10 minutes, and then I had to go to the meeting thing. And then when we came back, my wife already had the stuff, the luggage packed up and whatnot, and she's at her mom's with my kids still. So I've got until about 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon for all the ladies to come. No, I'm joking. For me to just pump out as much as I possibly can. I got a bunch of pre-recorded stuff. I got my Eye of Agamotto, Sean Dry screaming at me, "What else are you gonna put out?" Shut up, man. I'm sick. All right, I'm tired. I'm very tired, and I'm just putting up my pre-recorded stuff yet. So I still haven't read Spider-Man 2. I'm trying to put up a no, I'm not going to drop. Sorry, I'm reading ahead. I'm not going to drop Iceman because talking to a bunch of people on Reddit, Travis Bowles actually got Travis from WebDM got me hooked on Reddit. Actually, like contributing stuff so that I can try and promote the channel once in a very long while. Like he says, one in every 3 posts I should put something with my own stuff. I do it more like one in every 20. You know what I'm saying? And I comment on a lot of people's stuff, like actual intelligent comments. I don't just, say, "Oh, that's really cool. Send." No, I don't. I don't do actually it's save. No, I don't do that. I actually do genuine comments so that I don't want to get like banned or shadow banned or kicked or booted or anything like that. I do want to promote my channel as much as I can, but at the same time, I don't want to do it like like they're a freaking advertising platform. That's not the case. I do see they have paid advertisements on there though. So that's why I'm like even more hesitant to put my own stuff up on there for free because, yeah, I've actually only put up one of my own videos on there, and I put a Nerdarchy video up there too. They asked me to, whatever. So anyway, I watched all these episodes, got finished, and then I was a half hour into the final episode, and all of a sudden Lewis from the Geek Fortress starts talking to me on Messenger. Like, what the F do you want? That's my dumbed down way of talking. So I was like, "What's up?" He's like, "You going to see Justice League?" I was like, "Did that come out today?" He's like, "Yeah, it came out today. I'm actually in the theater right now." I'm like, "Well, the movie didn't start, did you? Because you'd be one of those dicks if you totally like were sitting there having a conversation with me while the movie's going." He's like, "No, hell no, the movie didn't start yet." I was like, "All right, all right, all right. You and your girls sitting there watching some Justice League. All right, yeah, I think I'll go today also." So I finished everything. I went in, I did whatever, and then I looked at the TV times, and I was like, okay, I'm going to be taking the bus because the wife has the car, so we only have one car. And I was like, okay, cool. So you're going to start at this time. I've got 45 minutes. It'll take me about 15 to 20 minutes, half an hour at the most. If I miss the most recent bus and I have to wait 20 minutes for the next bus, it'll take me a little bit of time to get to the movie theater. So I'll make up 2 thumbs real quick, get the gifts ready, get everything going, boom, set up my camera, and then boom, I went out. I watched the movie. Well, I enjoyed The Punisher. That was good. You guys have access to seeing my non-spoiler and my spoiler reviews for the Justice League. I'm not going to do spoilers on here, and I'd really appreciate if nobody actually talked spoilers in here just because. But yeah, I was not happy. I was not happy, and I genuinely felt that it wasn't a bad movie. Here's the thing. My hopes were just up. I didn't want them to be up, and I wasn't even going to go and see except Lewis from the Geek Fortress was like, "Yeah, dude, I'm gonna go and I'm actually at the movie theater now." It's like, maybe we can talk about it on the podcast tomorrow. I don't know. I don't care. Just whatever. You know what? I'm going to go and I'm going to see this stupid movie. I was not going to see it. I actually said I'm not going to waste my money on these movies anymore. Wonder Woman kind of, changed my mind a little bit, but I was like, you know what? I don't think I'm going to waste my money on these movies anymore. I even said in the most recent game that I'm running on Nerdarchy, the Marvel Face Rip game, you guys should definitely check that out. Mondays at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I said Justice League is going to suck. I said it's going to suck. It's not going to be any good. So I really didn't want to see it, but then he said, and I was like, I'm going to go. I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going to give it a chance. And I had my hopes up. I'm like, let me just see what's up. I'm going to admit, I saw it. It was on the internet. It wasn't any dark web stuff. It was actually on regular like comic book review channels. They put up 2 leaked footages. One of them was one of the 2 after credit scenes. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Go check out my spoiler review. I think I talked about the after credit scenes on my spoiler review. If not, message me on Twitter. I'll tell you the review. It's not a big deal. But more than that, the what do you call it? Actually, I'll talk spoilers on the comment section in the there we go. I'll talk spoilers with you on the comment section of the actual review itself, the spoiler review, not the non-spoiler review. Anyway, and then I also saw leaked footage of, everybody knows this was going to happen, of Superman actually coming back. I saw that, and it was a fight scene. And I wasn't even particularly impressed by it at all. Like, there was a quick little funny-ish moment with the Flash. But I'm just like, what is this? Like, okay, I gotta give it a chance. I'm so stupid that way. I'm such a sucker. I'm one of those suckers that DC apparently seems to really thrive on. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm prey and they're the hunter, and I'm just like meek little bunny foo-foo hopping through the forest, picking up some field mice. The field mice are named DC movies. They're all like, Suicide Squad, Batman vs. Superman, Man of Steel, F you, Bill. They might as well make a movie called F you, Bill, because that's what I feel is happening here. And I'm just like, I should have just, like Spider-Man, he did that whole nobody dies, right? I should have done something like that. No more DC movies. Because I know that one of these days it's going to be a good one. It has to be, right? And I'm not talking about Wonder Woman good, where it's like, finally, something that doesn't completely, entirely suck. No, just, should have been a better actress on that. And here, she killed it. And I don't mean killed it in a good way. I'm saying she killed the freaking movie. Every single thing she did in this movie. Like I said, at least 6 times she did that whole hitting the bracelets thing together. Like, and the effort that she put into it, where she just, and they like slowed it down and then sped it up just at the last moment. They did the whole boom explosion thing and whatnot. It's like, it kind of loses its feel after a little while. And I'm going to give you an example. I haven't watched in a really long time, but you ever seen that one scene that they do very often in the Family Guy TV series, where Peter's running or does something and all of a sudden he hits his shin and he sits down in the same position. He's like, ah. And you're like, oh my God, just stop. You do the scene all the time. And okay, you're going on for too long. And all of a sudden it's just like, okay, fine, it's funny. Like, every single time they show that, that's exactly my reaction. You'd be like, okay, fine, it's funny. You let out a chuck. It's good. And then just at that moment, it's like they perfectly time every human being. It's like, this is the algorithm, set it for that time. And all of a sudden, boom, they'll slip to something else. And it's like, okay, I'm pretty good here. You know what I'm saying? And then they slip to something else in some other little skit scene that they're doing. I like that they do that. That's really cool. That didn't happen in Wonder Woman, or in Justice League. It didn't happen because she, like 6 times she's trying to do it. And just, it's like, can you do anything else? Do you have another move that you can do? I was so disappointed in this movie. So disappointed. And like I tried to explain, I don't know if I did. It's not a bad movie. It's just not a good movie. And anybody who sits there and says, because I understand the desire, the compulsion to say, don't compare it to the Marvel movies. But how do you not? How do you not? How do you not compare Star Wars to Star Trek? Because somebody will be like, anybody will be like, yeah, I really like Star Trek, the series, the movies, all that stuff. It's really good. Yeah, I like Star Wars better than Star Trek. There's a reason why everybody always makes that connection. And even if you try to, I remember when I was on vacation, I'm talking to this one dude, this dude Jeff, he says, yeah, I like Star Trek. Star Wars to me is more like a religion. It's more like a cult. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, that's just the way I feel about it. I was like, what do you call a Star Wars fan? I don't know. You call it like a geek or a nerd or something like that. I was like, okay, that's good. So it's just something general. You call somebody a Star Wars fan. What do you call a Star Trek fan? It's like, Trekkie. It's like, yeah. Or there's another name for him. He's like, I don't know what. It's like Trekker. He's like, yes, 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 Trekker, Trekker. It's like so there's Trekkie and Trekker, and they both have their own meanings and names and the nomenclature and all that stuff. And so it's almost like it's a religion that already has denominations. And he's just looked at me like, ah, shit, you're right. I was like, yeah, of course I'm right, you knucklehead. Star Wars is like a freaking cult? No, 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 no. Star Trek is a cult, and it already has its own, it already has two branches in it. You know what I'm saying? It already has two denominations for, like, it's already split from the Roman Catholic to the Protestant. It's already there, dude. You know what I'm saying? And there's a bunch of other people who believe it, and they got all the different little versions, and it's like, well, I like this series. I like the, TOS. I like Voyager, like my wife. I like, I like it too. I can't help it. I like the Next Generation. I like Deep Space Nine. And it's just like all these different people, all these different things, the Discovery, the new one, and the Enterprise, all these different, it's like, okay, there's that. But so if it's so different from Star Wars, why is there that common, factor where everybody's trying to compare them and see the differences and the similarities? It's because the similitudes cannot be ignored. Likewise, you have superhero movies, and there's just that genre. So anybody who says, well, you can't compare it to the Marvel movies, well, we can and we do. You just don't want us to because you know that it's just going to bring down the value of the bar is set too high with the Marvel movies. And I know they got the formula, and there are people who are just going to be like, but they do the same thing. But you know what? It's the same thing with the Peter Griffin scene with the shattered kneecap or the split shin. It just works. It just you watch them and it's like it just somehow works. It clicks. It's just perfect. So I hear you. At the same time, no. When you compare it to a Marvel movie, it actually sucks. When you just look at it on its own merit, and you compare it only with the other DC movies, it's kind of good. It's kind of good. At the same time, it's not worth my money to see it in the theaters. If I would have waited until it came on DVD and bought it on DVD, and just sit there and watch it, be like, yeah, this wasn't a bad movie. I don't know if I would have wanted to see it in theaters, but this is a pretty good movie. But now, like, I already wasted enough money just me seeing it on DVD. Just me seeing it on the theaters. I'm not going to pay money to see it on DVD. I've already seen it. It's already burned into my head. I have a pretty darn good memory. I'm not interested in paying any more money for this. Just, you got my money. I'm done. Okay, let's see what else happened to the comics here. Comments. Punisher was freaking awesome. Yes, it was, Doug. Yes, it was. Also, Doug says, I heard there's a Morbius film. Yes. Unfortunately, there is. Unfortunately, there is. So, over in Sony, they, Avi Arad is, hey, I made Spider-Man movie. Yeah, this bastard. It's funny because Travis just mentioned the Toy Biz company, and I've talked about it before, but just so you know, a quick idea of who Avi Arad is. Right now, Avi Arad is the big man in charge of the superhero properties that Sony does. Since Sony only does Spider-Man now, they lost the rights to all the other films that they were doing. I believe Daredevil, Blade, and Ghost Rider were the films that they were doing. I could be wrong. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but those were the films that they were doing. Remember? Were they also doing Punisher? Or was that somebody else? That might have been Lionsgate. It might have just been, I think that was actually done through Lionsgate, but it was still, it had to have been something bigger because Lionsgate usually only does direct to video. Like, no, but then again, they also do the Saw movies. Yeah, that says a lot. Anyway, they did Lionsgate did the Man-Thing movie way back in the day, which, for all intents and purposes in the 90s, was really freaking good. Actually, I think that was 2004 or 2006 that was done. I think that was like early 2000s that may have been done. And I was just like, oh, this sucks, but it's a superhero movie and I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? It was bought on DVD. Oh my God, but we're out of those days now. You can't make a crappy superhero movie without it being attacked. And I don't want to hear about, but Rotten Tomatoes, they're not right with everything. Don't even look at Rotten Tomatoes. Listen to what the other people are saying. Well, if everybody on the internet is saying it's bad, it might actually be bad. So Sony now only has Spider-Man and the Spider-Man universe, which the best rogues gallery in the Marvel universe is with Spider-Man. You could also argue it's with Fantastic Four. True, though Fox isn't doing a whole lot to prove that. But so Sony has Fantastic Four, and Avi Arad is in charge of that. Now, where did Avi Arad come from? Avi Arad was just this guy who kind of came up with Ike Perlmutter, who is now he used to be called the CEO of Marvel Comics, but now that Disney bought him recently, they're like, okay, we're done with you having that title, just so you know. Nothing's really going to change, but you're just going to go to a vice president role, okay? Now, shh. He doesn't really do much of anything. He just sits there and he collects money. It's hard for them to really get rid of him because it's just one of those corporate things that to profess honestly, I don't fully understand it, but he is one of those guys who's just kind of locked in there. To get rid of him hurts a lot of the properties. It would be like when I worked in engineering, there was this one dude, was it Ken Sun? No, Ken Sun was in charge of the engineering department itself. He wasn't in charge of like marketing and all the other things and whatnot. Anyway, there was this one guy who we had, and he did stuff because he's freaking amazing. He's an absolute genius. But the main reason why we had him in the company is because he had, I believe, 16 patents, and if it wasn't 16, it was more. But I believe it was actually 16 patents that he owned that we utilized. Yeah, I think he did have more patents. I think he had like 24 patents, but we only used 6 of them. So by hiring him, we had full rights and access to his patents. That was part of the contract. So as long as he stayed with us, we didn't have to write a new contract with him to do whatever. So he still worked with us. They were still his babies, all that good stuff. But he had 16 patents that we were actively using. We were doing GPS at the time, miniaturizing GPS to about the size of a thumbnail. And what do you call it? That was so if we ever got rid of him, it would hurt the company a lot. So I don't know that he actually has any property rights or anything like that, but that's the way that I'm putting it in, that he is indelibly stuck in the company, that if he's removed, it would be like ripping out a tumor, which may or may not be benign. It may actually be cancerous. So yeah, you have to kind of perform surgery to get it removed. And then, of course, there's going to be chemo and radiation to make sure that it's actually gone. Do you think I know enough people with cancer? So anyway, that's Ike Perlmutter, and he came in around the same time as Avi Arad. Now, both of these guys, their legacies, or not their legacies, screw their legacies, their ability to pick themselves up by their own bootstraps is amazing to me. They literally came over as poor Israeli immigrants, okay, back before there was, a solid stance over in Israel, so they came over to America at least, where, it's like, hey, land of the free, land of opportunity, let's see what we can do. And they did create businesses. And Ike Perlmutter is another day, but Avi Arad is somebody, he started off, he did a bunch of toy companies and whatnot, and then he started a business called Toy Biz. TOY-BIZ. Yes, that was him. And when he got the license for Marvel, that's when things went nuts. At one point, when Marvel went bankrupt, one of the reasons why Marvel was saved was because of Avi Arad with his thing with Toy Biz. What the frick does Lewis want? Just got back, gonna reach a stream, have fun. He's not gonna be joining me because it's gonna be too hard to jump in. But it's a shame. I did actually want to have Lewis in here to talk with him about this stuff. Anyway, so yes, we he started Toy Biz. He helped out. He made sure that Marvel would continue for longer. The thing is, he didn't do it as a fan. He didn't do it as anything more than for himself. Can I hate him for that? No. But it does paint a picture of who he is. Okay, he made sure that Marvel stayed active because of his business license with them to produce all of their toys. On top of that, what do you call it? When he did this, he was actually involved, and there was a book. I'm trying to remember the name of the book, but Stanley did the forward of this book. It's this guy who was the writer and producer for shows like The Fall Guy and all sorts of things from way back in the day. This guy, he writes about how Stan Lee and Avi Arad come walking into the office and like, okay, listen, here's what we do. We want to do a Spider-Man animated series, and we want to do a Silver Surfer animated series. They both came out at right around the same time. The Silver Surfer one is more of a cult following. It didn't hit as big. I think there were only 8 episodes, maybe there were 10, but I think there were only like 8 episodes. They had the video game out at about that time. I think that was LJN, Angry Video Game Nerd, did an amazing show on that. And you could find a whole bunch of things talking about LGN's premise in the Silver Surfer video game. But on top of that, Avi Arad walked in. He was like, listen, I want to do the silver. I want you to do such and such and such with this TV show. And here were the demands that he made. He says, I want you to make three extra Silver Surfer characters, okay? And they can all be just they all have to look exactly the same, except you got the standard silver one, but I want a gold Silver Surfer and a red Silver Surfer and a blue Silver Surfer. So I want all 4 of these made. These other 3, you just have to have them in they can all be in one episode or one episode each, but literally, even if you just have them in all 3 of them in just one episode, I need you to do that. And he's like, okay, sure, I guess I could do that. And then he says, and now for the Spider-Man series, he made a whole bunch of different demands and whatnot. And at one point he says, I need you to make a spider buggy. And he's like, a spider buggy? He's like, yeah, I need you to make a spider buggy. He's like, okay, I haven't been following comics like I probably should have talking to you guys, but doesn't Spider-Man get around by the web slinging? So why does he need a spider buggy? Like, is that actually a thing in the comics? He's like, well, no, not really. But the thing is that we want to try and make a toy out of it. So Stan Lee finally pipes in at this point. He says, ask him who runs the toy company. So he kind of looks at Avi, and Avi Arad says, yeah, I own Toy Biz. Besides being an executive owner in, part stock of Marvel Comics company in order to keep them working, I also own Toy Biz. So I want you to do these things so I can make these extra toys. So he wanted the spider buggy just so he can try and milk, because a spider buggy is going to make a lot more money than a figure. But as far as the figures, hey, if I just make one Silver Surfer figure, that's what you got. But now if I can use the exact same mold and just simply use a different dye to make 3 different colors for these Silver Surfers, the kids will have to buy them. So that's extra money, like a whole lot of extra money if you buy the gold, the blue, or the red one. So you kind of see, like, that's his mindset. He's just trying to milk money, and he had other demands too. Those are the 2 I remember very distinctly. Like, that's his thing, and he's not a fan of the comics or anything like that. He's not like, oh yeah, man, I remember in the comics when this happened or whatever. He never watched the TV series, really. So he didn't know that they didn't actually do a lot of those things that he asked for. But he just, whatever, man, like, that's who he is. Now, again, is this a bad thing about him? No. It's okay to want to look out for number 1. That's perfectly fine. And he's got stock in the company. I get that. But to understand who this person is as a character, as a human being, when his name is attached to all of these other properties, it says a lot. Plus, the second that Marvel, like, if you go back and you look at the original Iron Man movie in, what was that, 2008? I think that came out. His name is attached to the credits there as an executive producer, I believe. He's also attached to the original Incredible Hulk movie. He's attached to a couple of those original movies. They got his sorry hide out of there as quickly as possible because he had the stupidest ideas, which, Toy Biz eventually went bankrupt because they lost the license for, like, they were not renewed. When Disney came along, like, we are not renewing your freaking license. You are a vulture. That's what you are. And they gave they didn't even keep them to, like, Disney doesn't make toys. They gave them over to Mattel, Hasbro, whatever, things like that. So Abbey was out. Once he lost those licenses, nobody wanted to work with him again because they realized these are the kind of demands that he puts on these people. And it's like, dude, we're not going to try and, like there are limits, what I'm saying? Like he's the kind of guy, he's like, what do you call when you hear about banking companies, when, like, the main company, the main business that we have is selling or is offering credit cards to people who have already gone bankrupt, because then for those next 7 years, I think it is, they're not allowed to claim bankruptcy again. So they have to pay back whatever they default on, and we could of course put higher interest rates on them because they're at risk. So it's like, dude, and then the housing market, crash of 2007 and 8, and all that stuff. Like, that's the kind of guy that he is, and Disney recognized that immediately. We want a profile in everybody who's coming in. So they got rid of him as soon as possible. And unfortunately, it took a couple movies into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He got paid for those. But he brags about, oh, I was involved in the beginning of the Marvel Universe. No, you were not. No, you were not. Not a single person accepted your ideas. Not a single person. And now we can see, like, just to give you a good idea of who he is, he's the guy who in Spider-Man 3, the original, there's only one, not the Amazing Spider-Man with Garfield, but back at Tobey Maguire. Sam Raimi already had plans for Spider-Man 6. He was already doing casting calls for Spider-Man 5 before Spider-Man 3 came out. That's Sam Raimi. That's how awesome this guy is. The dead, what the hell was that with Ash and the Necronomicon books and all that stuff. But you know this guy's work. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the kind of stuff that this guy does. He's amazing. And nobody complained about Spider-Man 1 and 2. In fact, I still hold Spider-Man 2 as one of the best, the fight with Dr. Octopus and all that stuff on the subway, one of the best movies, one of the best superhero movies ever. It was amazing to me. Cue Avi Arad, who comes in and says, all right, I'm going to put my name on this. You know what I'm saying? Spider-Man 3, listen, here's what you got to do. We got to put Venom out there, right? Venom is the biggest thing in the world out there. We got to put Venom in this, all right? Like, okay, we got the Sandman in here, and we're actually going to have Harry Osborn as the new Green Goblin. So we've already got 2 villains in here, you know? It's like, all right, well, cool. I need you to shoehorn Venom in there. It's not going to look good. Hey, executive producer, director, do it. He had pull, he had power. And on top of that, the people in charge of Sony, most of whom are fired and actually work for Fox now. Go figure. These people really liked Avi Arad. They loved his story. But they loved the story that he told them, not the story that other people will tell you about him. They loved his story. He's his best, article reviewer. So he gives them his fake resume, and they're like, we're going to go with, what he said. If he says it, it must be gold. It's got to be good. So just do it. Just do it. So Sam Raimi, against his better wishes, does the best he can, puts in a Venom, and I think we all know the story from there. It sucked so bad that he said, I'm done. If this guy's still in charge of these movies, I'm done. He all the other movies were canceled anyway. He didn't want to be involved in the reboot anyway. Just all that stuff. Like, that's who Avi Arad is. So that's it's a horrible, it's a horror story is what it is. It's actually a horror story. So, man, like, talk about a boogeyman. I'm afraid of, looking under my bed and there's Avi Arad. Hey, I made Spider-Man. Oh my God. So anyways, there's that. So, yeah, Avi Arad is the one who's sitting there talking about, we're going to do Silver Sable movie. We're going to do, we're going to have, Black Cat in it also. Hey, we're gonna do a Venom movie, and now he's like, you know what? Let's do Morbius also because the kids like Morbius. Hey, come on! I made Spider-Man. So yeah, there's that. I just don't feel like reaching up and get my Spider-Man hat to put that on because you always see this guy in a Spider-Man hat. You know what he reminds me of? Who he reminds me of? He reminds me of a poor man's version of Bob Kane. If you guys know the story of Bob Kane, the creator of Batman, yeah, that was actually Bill Finger. But this is the guy who got the legal rights to say he gave up money. This guy gave up money and royalties. And so that the only thing that DC has to be beholden to even to this day, you can check it out in all the DC comics, all of the Detective comics, all of the Batman comics, all of the All-Star Batman comics, anything that has Batman in it. Batman was created by Bob Kane. But lately they've been putting in with Bill Finger. So, yeah. Wow. And go and look up some really good stuff on YouTube, good articles about the legacy of Bill Finger. One of these days, like I did a thing about a couple of the characters. There are two people I really want to talk about. I want to talk about Bill Finger, and I want to talk about Gene Colan. Anyway, so yeah, that's that, Doug. So moving on, it'll take. Sean says, if Frank still has the War Machine armor, will he kill Mayor Fisk? If you read the comic, you know that what's his face wants it. Nick Fury wants it back ASAP, like ASAFP. More than that, Punisher did also say, yeah, he wants it back as soon as possible. Yeah, right. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'm actually pretty impressed with how good this comic book, the latest Punisher series is. It's back to volume 1 since the original numbering. Sean, I'm on Thanksgiving break. Oh, yes, Thanksgiving. Wait, already? Sweet. Dick Fillmore, they should cast Julian Sands for Morbius. Or just don't make the movie. There's that. Let's see. Sean says, if Jonathan Hickman came back to Marvel... Oh, come on. What do you want to write? I want to write Inhumans. Isn't the obvious choice Fantastic Four, though? It's just me. But yeah, he could absolutely write Inhumans. He can write whatever the hell he wants. But I'm kind of hoping he goes on to Fantastic Four, man. He had an amazing, like, besides Lee and Kirby, like, who else did, one of those amazing jobs? Byrne was on it for a while. That was pretty good, but Hickman just blew it out the park, man. What else we got here? Dick, I'm going to go see Thor Ragnarok again. No blame in that game. Also consider checking out my comic book review, Dick. I just did Hulk vs. Thor, Champions of the Universe. It's really good. The 6th and final issue just came out today. It's all digital. I believe they're going to put a trade paperback out pretty soon, but yeah. Also, you guys may notice that I put in a link now. This was actually the idea from Dave over at Nerderkey. Genuinely, like, heartfelt appreciation. He said to make an affiliate program link with Amazon. Now, here's the way this works, okay? I didn't explain this on the channel or anything like that. Here's the way it works. If you click on the link and buy something there, okay, or even browse around and check other things or whatever, all the prices for Amazon are still the same, and that includes the Comixology digital comics and things like that. They're all still the exact same standard price. The thing is that a little tiny bit of what you pay standard, like 4% is actually what it is, comes over my way. It's like what do you call it? They've got the petty cash anyway, so I'm like, hey, if somebody's going to drive sales for us, we'll send a little bit to this guy. Like you said, it's only 4%. It's essentially nothing. Like, what's 4% of $2.99? Or if it's a Marvel comic, $3.99. What is it? It's 4 cents. It's excuse me, no, 16 cents. It's 16 cents. Wow, like hoo-hoo. But if enough of them come by, then it's a little bit of something, and it genuinely helps. It's one of those things where it's like, hey babe, my monetization of YouTube, I'm making this much. But if I say, but I'm also adding in that my affiliates program is this much, so that's the reason why I'm spending so much time away from you and the kids, and I'm spending a lot of time doing comic book reviews and the other things that I do on the channel. It's just one of those extra ways to fend off the wife. It's like, look, I'm making money. It's a part-time job. So, seriously, like, any little bit helps, and it's not even like a Patreon account, which one day I will consider doing, but I would need a lot more viewers and subs to even consider that. But for right now, just if you do click on that, like I said, it literally costs you nothing else. If you go on your own and buy something from Amazon, Comixology through Amazon, literally you'll be paying the exact same amount. The trick is that Amazon will be keeping that extra 4%. So yeah. So literally that's all that is. What else is there? So anyway, yeah, I've been putting those links lately, starting this week in the thing. So yeah, like I said, if you're planning on buying the comic anyway. Do you think, Sean says, getting married in June of Marvel? Oh, who do you think is getting married? You know what? Honestly, I don't know. I hope it's not Mary Jane and Peter, because they took so much to do it. They did a lot to undo it, so I'm hoping they don't just undo it. Because then they're just going to be trying to undo it again anyway. And then Mephisto's going to show up and it's going to be like, I'm back! Dick, House of DCEU. I remember you put that up when I was complaining about the movie. So yes, the House of the DC Expanded Universe. Also says, it's like doing The Stranger, but Rosie is always better. Oh my God, The Stranger. Okay, I know that movie reference. That's gone in 60 seconds. One of the best movies out there. One of the best. I love that movie. A lot of people don't like Nicolas Cage. I don't like Nicolas Cage lately, but that was probably one of the best movies. I think I liked seeing Angelina Jolie in that movie. She was amazing. Everybody was amazing in that movie. Yes, and I remember The Stranger from that. Nice one, dude. Um, Sean, so thoughts on the new Doctor Strange mini? Wait, mini? Is it a mini series? No, are you talking about? Sorry, you're gonna have to refresh me on that. Is that the regular the Doctor Strange where Loki is now the new Sorcerer Supreme? Because it's pretty cool. I actually did the review already. I don't think I put it up yet. Sorry, I don't think I put it up yet. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow morning. I gotta just like tonight. I just gotta muscle through it. I'm hungry. I gotta go make some mac and cheese. Like I'm feeding mac and cheese right now, and all I had today was a bowl of cereal. So yeah. Anyway, so Dick, Venom trailer release 2. I'm sorry, what? No, it didn't. No, it didn't. Don't. No, it didn't. Venom trailer. I'll do a freaking reaction to that thing right now. Are you freaking kidding me? 2 months ago? No. This is a fan-made thing that just released 4 months ago. 7 hours ago. Marvel's Venom, full trailer, Tom Harwell, No. Dude, I don't want to watch this if it's not, like, real. Don't mess with me, man. Let me see this. Alright, what do we got here? Smasher, it's called. So far, so stupid. Just this chick bathed in blue, listening to the phone making stupid noises. Sony, Marvel Studios. This doesn't look real, dude.
You're so good at so many things. You could do anything. Why just be such capacity?
Bugle stuff? Okay.
Isn't there something else you want to do?
Where were you when it mattered?
I don't watch enough.
I'm gonna sit down and have an adult conversation because every time we do, you just twist it.
I don't watch enough movies to know if this was somebody else's movie, dude.
Oh, God. I am done. I am done.
Dude, this is a crappy trailer if that's really the case, because like freaking too many cuts.
I've got nothing left for you. Nothing. Nothing.
I don't think this is it. This is fan-made garbage.
You're the bad guy here. Not me.
Ravencroft is the prison, the equivalent of Blackgate in the universe.
I can't do this anymore.
I probably should have scrolled down. A lot of people are even saying not real. No, I don't think this is real, dude. I think you just totally freaking punked me, and good job on that, if that's the case. Looks like Resident Evil. Ike is a cheap bastard. Dick is still saying all that stuff. He switched to Marvel TV, and Feige is now the main dude at MCU. Yes. Oh, he did switch. Okay, cool. Okay, that makes some sense. Did he really switch to Marvel TV? I think that he switched to. I think he's still just doing it like in the actual comics itself, because he stopped them from doing that Trump version of MODOK. He stopped them from doing, but he didn't. He didn't really do too much. Like he can't. He's not an editor, so he doesn't watch all that stuff. But I don't know. We'll see what's up. Okay, idea. Bendis writes the question at DC. Sean Sindri, that is a freaking awesome idea. Also, Spidey needs a buggy to get... Bitches love the buggies. Thanos copter is greater than the spider buggy. Dick, I can't really disagree with you there. Sean, when adult Cyclops comes back to get Mark Wade to write him so they can stop being a dick. Maybe. Doug, doesn't cost you a thing and helps Comic Book University. Oh, my thing. Yes. Appreciate that, Doug. Doug's always hustling. That's a wise man once said, always be hustling, and that was Doug. So Sean says, no, the mini with Moon Knight, Iron Fist, Blade, Ghost Rider. Where's this comic and why haven't you sent this to me? Actually, I should get your Twitter thing ready because I'm starving. I'm actually I'm getting hangry right now. Go away. Okay, so let's switch over to. Stop. How's everything asking me for a freaking software update? I already did one here. This one's asking me for it. Now my phone is asking me for it. Really got to put in my password? Hate you. Freaking hate you. Okay, boom. So, let's see. What else? Ready to do the segment now? He says ready to do the segment now. Thought it was real. Looks like Resident Evil. Enough people are saying it's not real. I think that it would have been like a huge deal, Dick. Like the video, the trailer. I think it would have been a huge deal. I would have gotten massive amounts of notifications. That's why I don't think it's real. Like I hope all that stuff is up there. Yeah, it's got to be fake. Killraven. Holy crap, that is an awesome name, dude. Are you purple by chance? Oh wait, no, that's Killgrave. Killraven is a totally different character. And we were just talking about Killer Shrike after hours in the the Marvel Face Rip game, so that's just funny. Killraven in the Killraven comic. I own the comic. I actually own the actual comic. I think it's issue number 18, whatever it is, the first interracial kiss. That's something for you. You have the first interracial kiss. I hate the term interracial. Like we're all the human race. So the first interethnic kiss on TV is Star Trek, the original series. The first interethnic kiss on movies is Charlton Heston in The Omega Man, which was the original movie version of I Am Legend. And then the first interethnic kiss is in Killraven in the Marvel Comics. Yes. So I'm totally digging the name. Anyway, Killraven says, it has a creature from one of the Resident Evil movies. Done. Thank you, brother. Doug, Kang's Rolling Wheel of Doom equals best comic vehicle of all times. That actually was kind of cool. I gotta admit. But didn't they do that on other TV shows? Basically like some crazy form of a, what do you call it? A hamster wheel. Christopher Lum followed me and added me to list comic books. I don't know who that is or what that's about, but okay. So here we go. Let's get ready for the Eye of Agamotto section. Dice Tower for a friend. Okay. Getting messages on Facebook. I'm all over the place here. Okay, so thanks, Killraven. There we go. Angry Burp TV. It was a fan concept trailer. Thank you, Angry Burp. I want you to hang around so I could keep calling you that all the time. That is awesome. Post-apocalyptic swashbuckler for the win. I'm digging it. Yeah, he really was. That's who Killraven actually was, and I imagine that's got to be what your name is after. So you are definitely an older comic book fan, which I appreciate. I appreciate all, even the millennials that a lot of people don't like. I love the millennials because I love seeing the reactions and the new stuff that they like, and it helps me to set the trends for the comic book channel. Sean, did you notice the Connor Kent Easter egg in Super Sons number 10? You know what? I read the comic. I didn't do the freaking review yet, but yes, there's actually a poster. Like whatever, however you guys get it. There's actually a poster on all the what do you call it? Jonathan Kent is actually like the biggest freaking superhero fan ever, and he's got posters all over his wall, and the posters seem to change with every issue. And even though we don't have a rebirth version of Connor Kent, the Superman clone, in the rebirth comics yet, the fact is that his first appearance now apparently is there in the for crying out loud, on the poster in Super Sons issue number 10, which is kind of funny. I'm kind of digging that. So, it was from the Secret Wars toys. Doug says, oh, really? You know, there were a couple toys. There were two toys that I never owned from the Secret Wars set. That was with the big shields with the lenticular movement on there. There were two toys I didn't own, and I didn't actually know that there were vehicles. Or if there were, then I was too poor to own them. And I actually owned Dr. Octopus twice because those stupid arms kept breaking off. God, I hated them for that. That and Scrapper, I think it was, or Scavenger, whichever the Transformers Constructicon toy was that had the big backhoe, but it was actually a front hoe in this particular case. I think it was a backhoe in a different area code. I'm not sure. Reference. But that broke off twice, so I had to actually buy the toy again. That was before I knew that Crazy Glue existed. I was freaking 10, all right? And yeah, anyway, so um, there's also a classic Spidey villain, Big Wheel. Yes, you remember Big Wheel. I did not realize you were alive. Yes, JC in lapel. Yes, I am. John. What do they call it? Yes, I am live. I'm always live for the 8 o'clock Saturday podcast. 8 o'clock my time. First interracial kiss, interethnic kiss, was Jim Brown and Raquel Welch in 100 Rifles, actually. What? Okay, it's Dick Fillmore, and I never question him with movies. I could at least question him with comic books because I'm equally infatuated, but with movies, not so much. So, okay, fine. I will possibly. I don't know what the word is for it, but yeah, just basically, I will relent, and I will digress from that further. Okay, just wow. Okay, how much time we got left? I just joined. I'm gonna go until I finally have to go eat. I actually expect to only do this for half an hour because I'm so tired and hungry, but whatever. Sean, you better calm down with your commands, son. What do we got here? In movie. Okay, and Doug, I think Kang is the only one with a vehicle because he's awesome. Kang is pretty cool, I gotta admit, but would it hurt to have a Castle Doom? I like Castle Doom. Okay, so Detective Comics variant. Oh boy, it's Batwoman, the evil Batwoman. Let me actually put this up so I can see. Okay, yes, it's the evil Batwoman riding motorcycles with Batman. Did you notice Superboy? You know what? He actually put up the poster. You can actually see the poster, the issue in the comic. I don't know if you can see it, but there's Connor Kent in the background there on the poster as Superboy sleeps. Oh, wow, look at that. Not Starling cover. Who the heck is this Phoenix Resurrection cover? Not Star. I always mix up their names. It's not Starling. What's the guy's name? Steranko. The Steranko tribute cover for. Look at that. Just I'll do it like this, and it actually looks cool, right? It's moving, but anyway, nice. And what's this conversation here? So on top of the X-Men Blue that I already have on my current poll list, I'll need to add Venom 162 and 163 to my poll list. Thanks for giving us a heads up. Cullen Bunn says, yes, I'll be writing those issues of Venom as well. Oh, because there's a crossover. I know that Sean is really excited for this. X-Men Blue is going to be crossing over with 2 issues of Venom. So Venom is going to be involved in. That's cool. Hey, as long, you know what? If he's running both of them, then that's cool. At least that'll be better because the current 6-issue crossover, 3 of Blue and 3 of Gold crossover that happened with Mojo World was not good. It was senseless action, which the action was cool, but there was no story to go with it. The speaking was very like cut up. It was choppy. Just there wasn't really a whole lot going there. Should Frank go? Doug asks. Should Frank Castle go full man bun, like in the thing? Oh, Dick Fillmore. Sorry, real quick. Actually mentions the time frame. Wow, 2 years difference. Go figure. My bad. Sorry. I think I actually remember seeing a comment from Charleston Heston himself back in the day where he said it was the first inter-ethnic kiss. So, hey. If it actually happened in 100 Rifles and it came out 2 hours earlier, there you go. But yeah, should he go full man bun? I don't know. It's funny because I actually mentioned in one of my reactionary reviews, not a reaction, a reactionary review of the Punisher TV series when he said that the whole man bun thing. It's like, dude, I got long hair. I've been confused for hippies. I just don't actually care when people say things like that, you know? You know, when somebody says like, what do you call it? People assume a lot, you know, just by looking at you and whatnot, you know, and like, oh, you know, what are you, some kind of a hippie? Sure, sure, if that's what helped you sleep at night, you know. No, I was in the military. How could I possibly be a hippie? You know, I wasn't alive during that time. You want to call me a hipster? I'm afraid I'm a little bit too old for that. So no, no, kind of got to be a millennial to be a hipster. And I don't listen to that kind of music. So there's that. Um, okay, so all the so it looks like there's gonna be what, 3 issues of, oh no, Amazing Spider-Man, 2 issues of Amazing Spider-Man, 3 issues of Amazing Spider, 4 issues of Amazing Spider-Man, 2 of Venom. Jeez. Oh, that's the Venom Inc. So Venom's going to be trying to cross over with everything. Okay, the Poison X storyline is the X-Men and Venom crossover, and yes, it looks like it'll be 3 X-Men Blues and 2 Venoms. Okay, good to know. So they're doing a lot with Venom as of late. Should I jump back on the comic? I'll consider it. But the Poison X is a clear reference. That's what they're calling it. It's got to be a clear reference to the poisons that happened in the Edge of Venomverse and the actual Venomverse thing that happened. Which the poisons were actually really cool. I actually really dug the poisons. I want to know where they came from and everything, so I can do an explained in a minute for them. Oh, by the way, I didn't put up the explained in a minute video yet. I'm done with the crux of the video. I have to do the little intro thing, which I'm just learning how to do, like a little rainbow pattern, and I'm going to be doing a runaway character. So rainbow, runaway, who do you think I'm doing? Okay, Punisher number 219. Okay, cool. I should probably show it. That's an image from an upcoming issue of the Punisher, where he's the War Machine. It actually looks pretty cool. I was impressed. I really went in it thinking really low, but this isn't bad. I remember when Karnak was called the Shatterer. Could this happen? It could happen, but yeah, it was a fake thing. But what do you call it? He was actually called the Shatterer for a while. So where's my Namor book? That's a funny looking thing. Actually, one of the things that Travis Bowles and I was talking about was that the upcoming 6-inch Legends series, Marvel Legends figure series that's coming out, it's going to be Black Panther. But 2 of the characters in there, one is going to be Black Bolt, and it looks really good. Another one is going to be Namor. Now, I think I remember seeing it's a shirtless Namor. There are no Walgreens in Canada, which sucks. But I know that Walgreens had an exclusive Namor character that came to them. It was not a Build-A-Figure or anything, but it's just that, and it actually had that the one that I really want, where he's got the vest and all that stuff, and the actual black pants. That I'm actually really interested in. I would really be interested in getting that. That's an amazing looking Namor. This looks like just the standard Namor with the green scale mail underwear. It's still traumatizing. What's this Dan Slott thing that you're showing me here? Oh, okay. It's just added art. Throw that in there really quick. You see the little poisons in the eye of Spider-Man in that bottom image. So the Doctor Strange. Oh, this mini. Oh, interesting. And if you guys notice Mephisto in the background, I explained him in a minute just a week ago. That looks pretty cool, man. Oh yeah, Moon. It's actually excuse me, that's not Moon Knight. That's Mr. Knight. Get that straight, he'll set you straight. And last one, he had to show me a little bit of fake porn. Actually, oh, this is that Letty girl. You really like this Letty girl, huh? If I ever meet her, I'll put in a good word for you, brother. Got some message about posting a better pic, so here she is, Hell Letty, in all her immortal glory again. Okay, so this is pretty cool, man. This Letty girl, she does a bunch of cosplays, and here's her as Hela. She is gorgeous, man. I got to give you that. So Letty Does Stuff is actually the name of her cosplay thing. So yeah, I'm digging that. Okay. So Sean will not kill me. I have another week of Sean not killing me. Of course, I can't keep on giving bad grades to comics because there are plenty of other people who will kill me. But there's always somebody who's trying to kill me, man. It's people don't realize how violent it is being a YouTuber, you know? Okay, so finish this off. He could sport as well. The Amazons got punked in the movie. Yes, in that movie, Raven. Oh, welcome, Raven. You're Wow, you're late. It's all good. It's all good, brother. But what do you call it? Yeah, the Amazons really did get treated like freaking chopped liver in that. Start with issue 159 of Venom, according to Sean. Oh, so go back a little bit, right? 159. I believe it is burned. Okay, I'll get it. Okay, guys, I am genuinely hungry. I have got to go and eat something, and then so I'm going to start making that, and then I'm going to jump on. I'm going to finish this explained in a minute. I hate that I'm doing this, but I'll tell you what. I am going to do that, and then I think I'm going to go out and I'm going to sit down and read. I've got it is available on the Marvel app. The Runaways, those first, I think it's 17 issues. That first, the first whole volume one, I should say, of the Runaways. I'm going to sit down and read all 17 issues of that. I'm going to try and finish them off tonight or by tomorrow, and then I'll continue doing some more of the like. There are a couple of Runaways I could do like practically off the top of my head. What do you call it? But to get all of them done right, I'm going to read that, and then I will do a spotlight on story. I believe that will be my spotlight on story on Saturday, just so you guys know. Plus, I have to buy Hulu or rent Hulu at least for a month so that I can watch the Runaways because it's the Runaways. So I'm really looking forward to that on the next Friday. That's the 24th. If somebody can let me know exactly what time those drop, because I know it's 3 o'clock in the a.m. For that the new Netflix stuff drops for us on the East Coast, which is midnight over in the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? So I imagine it's the same, and I know that they're all dropping at the same time. I've looked it up, but if somebody could just give me a heads up if you own Hulu, please let me know, because I need to binge watch the hell out of those. That's gonna suck. That's actually gonna especially suck because my wife is actually working on Saturday. Oh, that's gonna hurt. That means I gotta watch all those, and she's gonna leave for work at around noon, and she's not gonna be back until late, like 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, and I've got to be awake to watch the kids the whole day. Oh, that's gonna suck. Okay, it is what it is. All right, guys. So, heard the Runaways comic might be only 6 issues. Well, that would stink, this latest one. My brother pinched my copies, which is a funny way of saying stole. Oh, and Dick says the Darkhold will protect you from the eye. Oh, man. Namor prefers blondes over redheads. Yes, he does. He loves him some Sue Storm. And if I ever went to the Marvel Universe, I would want to be talking to Sue Storm, but she's married, so I'm not a homewrecker. So it would be Mockingbird, Barbara Morse. Just saying. Sean knows that. He likes to make fun of me for that. It's all good. All right, guys. Love you all. Love, peace, and hair grease. You know the deal. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Seriously, I'm not going to type it in this time because I'm starving. But seriously, thank you so much for hanging out with me. All right, guys. Class dismissed.